you to give a standing ovation as they present Sunflower.
Settle down. Now, come on, children, settle down. Today, we're going to talk about Easter. Can anyone tell me what is Easter all about? And why do we celebrate it?
Eat the eggs, miss.
Oh,
I had 5 last year. Oh, that lovely chocolate.
oh, lovely chocolate. I know, we all love chocolate. Some of us a little bit too much, I think.
I had a
Natasha.
box of chocolate last year, miss. They were shaped like Easter bunnies.
Oh, Easter bunnies.
I had a little fluffy chicksy on top of my egg.
Oh,
A fluffy little chick.
How exciting. Not. Mine came in a big box with Doctor Who and Daleks on the front.
oh, that's enough now, that's enough. Listen, all this talk about chocolate is making my tummy rumble. Do you know, Easter isn't just about the chocolate, you know. The reason we celebrate Easter is all about God. And do you know, we are going to watch a DVD today. We are going to watch a parable. Can anyone tell me what a parable is? No? Well, a parable is a story used to illustrate the truth. Today, we're going to watch the parable of the sunflower. Now, let me put my book down on it, and let me find my remote control. Anybody know where my remote control... Where? Oh, I need glasses. My remote control. Here. Oh, right. Oh, which button is it? Oh, that one. There we go.
One day, an old man appeared from his potting shed. His name was Mr. Level. He had been a park keeper for many years and was very experienced at gardening and looking after all sorts of plants and flowers. His potting shed was full of flower pots and bags of compost and a selection of different seeds of all shapes and sizes. But this day was to be different from all the others. He sniffed the air, then looked to the earth below his feet and said,
"Today's the day that I will plant the most precious seed that I possess."
He put his hand in his top pocket and pulled out a very special seed, one that he had always kept close to his heart. Then he walked to the top of his garden and with his stick made a hole in the rich soil that he had previously prepared.
Today, little seed, you must be planted deep within the soil, for this is your purpose, that light, life, and color will spring from the darkness.
Mr. Level dropped the seed into the earth and pushed the soil down around it. The seed was now buried into the darkness of the earth, and there it lay silent for many days. Each day, the gardener would faithfully walk to the top of his garden and water the soil where his seed has been planted. Some days the sun would beam down upon the garden and warm the earth with its radiance. Other days the rain would shower down upon the garden and moisten the soil. Mr. Level waited. The days turned into weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks. Then Mr. Level's face lit up with joy.
At last, a healthy young shoot has appeared.
He just had to tell somebody his wonderful news. He rushed into the streets where some local children were
Hey,
playing.
kids, come and see my special seed. It's starting to grow.
What is this seed?
As spring slowly turned to summer, Mr. Lovell would be outside at the top of his garden every morning, measuring his prized possession. The children would also watch as the stem grew taller and taller, day by day. More and more leaves covered the hairy stem. It became obvious that this was no ordinary plant.
1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters.
The sunflower was now over 3 meters tall. Its bright yellow petals slowly opened to reveal the head of the most perfect and beautiful sunflower ever.
Wow, I've never seen a flower so tall and beautiful. And just look at its large heart-shaped leaves that stretch out so wide. And just look at the face. It looks like it's made of hundreds and hundreds of seeds. Look at the center of the flower. I can see a face. I think it's looking at us. I can see a large round shape at the center. It looks like a picture of the whole world.
Mr. Lovell looked on from a distance and smiled as he saw the reaction of the children. As the warm summer days passed by, news of the sunflower started to spread throughout the village. Children would come and stare open-mouthed at its size, beauty, and colour.
Quickly, children, go and pick her up and bring her to the sunflower. Now reach out, my dear, and touch the stem of the flower.
I don't believe it. The pain is gone, and now I can walk and run. Yay!
News about the sunflower travelled fast. It wasn't long before a boy who had been blind from birth heard about the little girl's pain disappearing.
Lead me towards the sunflower, the one that everyone's talking about, the time he touched the stem. I can see! The bear's up there, I can see the bear's light! Thank you, Sir John, thank you!
What an amazing day! But the joy of the occasion was not to last. Spike, the town bully, had heard about the sunflower and was planning to pay it a personal visit.
Quick, look out! Here comes Spike, run, hide!
Right, what's all this flower power nonsense that everyone's talking about? Let's see if this weed has the power to survive my stick. All this fuss about a stupid plant. I'll give these kids something to talk about.
But as Spike looked into the face of the sunflower, he saw a reflection of his own face looking back at him, and for the first time began to feel the bullying pain and torment that he had inflicted on so many others. He cried out, tormented by the images he could see in the sunflower.
Ah! Please! Stop it! Leave me alone! No more! Oh, sunflower, I've hurt so many people, and now I feel their pain within. All my friends have left me, and now I feel so alone. Could anyone ever love me? I'm sorry for wanting to destroy something so beautiful. I'm so sorry for the fear and pain that I've caused so many. Please forgive me, please.
The sunflower changed the children's lives in so many ways that summer. Mr. Lovell gazed upon his precious sunflower one more time and slowly walked away. But now something was different. There was a look of sadness in his eyes that had not been there before. The warm summer breeze had changed to an autumn chill, and dark, menacing clouds were gathering in the distance.
See the storm clouds filling up the sky, louder and louder they roar. Howling winds and
The sunflower had stood against the buffeting of the storm all night long, and now it stood scared, beaten and lifeless. For one last time, the sunflower looked around, hoping to catch a glimpse of the loving gardener who had planted him into the earth. But Mr. Level couldn't bear to watch. The sunflower bowed his head for one last time and fell to the earth.
Here in this place where life and color shines their light on everyone. Here in this place where eyes were opened, now a black cloud blocks out the sun. Here in this place where life and color shone as a light on everyone. Here in this place where eyes were opened, now a black cloud blocks out the sun. Into the earth a seed was planted, and out of the earth this new life came, filling our lives with joy and beauty, taking away our guilt and pain. Into the earth a seed was planted, and out of the earth this new life came, filling our lives with joy and beauty, taking away our guilt and pain. Now on the earth a flower lies broken, beaten and battered by the night. Felt in our hearts we will remember the flower that gave us hope and light. Into the earth a seed was planted, and out of the earth this new life came, filling our lives with joy and beauty, taking away our guilt and pain. Into the earth a seed was planted, and out of the earth this new life came, filling our lives with joy and beauty, taking away our guilt and pain. In this place where life and color shone as a light on everyone. Here in this place where eyes were opened, now a black cloud blocks out the sun.
The sunflower that had brought so much joy and happiness to so many now lay dead and buried in the earth. Summer changed to autumn, and the leaves from the trees fell to the earth below. the garden became barren and lifeless. Autumn changed to winter, which shrouded the garden with a blanket of white snow. Winter changed to spring, but whatever the weather, Mr. Level would faithfully walk to the top of his garden every morning and say,
The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed. The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed.
3 seasons had come and gone, but this time there was boldness in Mr. Level's voice. He was shouting so loud that children from the village could hear him. They ran to the garden to see what was going on.
The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed. The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed. The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed.
button is it? Oh, I never can tell which button it is. Right. Oh, this one. There we go. Well, there we have it, children. The parable of the sunflower.
That was a great story, Miss, but I still do not understand. What has the sunflower got to do with Easter?
Well, the sunflower represented Jesus, God's very own precious son. And Mr. Lovell represented his father, who planted his seed in Mary, just like Mr. Lovell planted his seed in the ground. When the time was right, Mary gave birth to Jesus, who grew from a child into a man. He expressed his Father's love by forgiving those around him and healing the sick.
That's just like Sunflower, isn't it, Miss?
Yes, it is. But the only way Jesus could have given his life and forgiveness to us was to become the sacrifice for our sins. You know, when Jesus was 33 years old, the very people that he had come to save crucified him and hung him on a cross and left him to die. But you know, that wasn't the end, because for 3 days and 3 nights, his body lay in a tomb. But you know, death could not hold him, because on the 3rd day, Jesus rose again, providing a way for our sins to be forgiven. And that is why we celebrate Easter. Now, in my pocket, I've got some sunflower seeds. I want you all to take one, put it in your garden and in the soil just below the earth. Make sure you find a really, really sunny spot for it and give it plenty and plenty of water. And let's see what happens. Here we go. Come and get your seeds.
The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed. The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed. The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed. The life is in the seed. The life is in the seed. But first the seed must fall and die for new life to proceed.